Good morning students. Today we'll be starting with the new chapter called as index number. So this is a chapter which contains more number of marks. So you'll be having 1 mark questions in this, 2 mark, 5 mark and even the 10 mark question. So first, before beginning with the index number, so you have heard about the barometers. In physics, in chemistry, we'll be using the word barometers. So in physics, it is used to indicate the changes that is occurring in the atmospheric pressure. In chemistry, barometer indicates the changes in the pressure of the gases. So barometers in physics, it is used to study or indicate the changes occurring in the atmospheric pressure. In chemistry, it is used to study the pressure of the gases. Similarly, in economics, index numbers are used to study the changes in the economic field. So because of that, index numbers are also called as economic barometers. So this is asked in 2 marks. Why index number are known as economic barometers? So if it is asked in 2 marks, you have to give the example regarding the physics and chemistry and then say about the economic field. Only in 1 marks if it is asked, you can just write index number, measure the changes that occur in the economic field. So that is the answer for the economic barometers. So if it is asked in 2 marks, then you have to write just as in physics. Barometers are used to study the atmospheric pressure, and in chemistry, barometers are used to study the pressure of the gases. In economics, index numbers are used to study the changes occurring in the economic field and even in the business field. It is not only the economic, even in the business field. So I hope you have got why index numbers are known as economic barometers. Now we'll go with the definition of index number. So again, this is asked in 1 mark and even in the 2 mark questions. So for both, the same definition should be written, whether it is 1 mark or the 2 marks. So index number is a specialized type of averages which measures the changes in the group of variables, in the variable or group of variable with respect to time, geographical location, income, profession, etc. So index number is a specialized type of averages which measure the changes occurring in the variable or group of variables with respect to time, geographical location, income, profession, etc. So here the variable may be variable or group of variables. So when you are saying variable, you can take the prices of items, price of commodities, one single commodity, or the changes that is occurring in the cost of living. This you will be studying it later on. What is that cost of living? The national income of a country. So there are still more factors which can be studied. I'll just write these three examples. So variable, it can be any one of those. Prices of commodities, national income of a country, cost of living index number, or the sales of departmental stores, industrial production. All these are considered as variable or group of variables. So this is the 1 mark or 2 mark definition. You have to write it completely for the definition part. I hope you are clear again with the definition. It is very important. Every time the definition will be asked either in 1 mark, 2 marks or in the 5 marks. So next, when we are studying about index number, there in the index number we will be studying base year, current year. So base year is the year with which comparisons are made. So base year is the year with which comparisons are made. And current year, okay, before that, base year is the year with which comparisons are made and it is denoted by the symbol 0. For base year, we'll be using the symbol called as 0. Now next, current year. Current year is the year for which comparison should be done. So it is the year for which comparison is to be made or is needed. And this current year is denoted by the symbol 1. So base year symbol is denoted by 0, current year symbol is denoted by 1. And when we are doing the problems, you need to remember this, what is base year, what is current year, and what are the symbols used for that. So while doing the problems, we'll be using price, quantity, expenditure, or value. So these three words in each and every problem you'll be having it. In price, price is denoted by the symbol P. Quantity is denoted by the symbol Q, and remember you have to use the symbol small letters. Don't use the capital letters. It is only the small letters. So expenditure or value, it is nothing but the price into quantity. So how do we measure the expenditure? It is price into quantity. For example, if you go to any shop, buy anything, and if you want to know what is the amount you have spent on that, then you need to know what is the prices of each item that you have taken and the quantity what you have taken in that. So if you multiply that, you'll come to know what is the total expenditure, the total expenses you have spent on the shopping. So because of that, expenditure or value is denoted by price into quantity. So in terms of symbol, it is PQ. So now if we have base year price, so first we'll denote price as denoted by P, and base year symbol, previously I have explained, base year is denoted by 0, and that base year and current year are used in terms of suffixes. So base year price is denoted by P0. So price is P and base year symbol is 0. Next, current year price. So again, price is denoted by the symbol P. Current year is denoted by the symbol 1. You have to use it in terms of suffixes. So current year price is denoted by the symbol P1. Next, base year quantity. Quantity is denoted by the symbol Q, and since it is base year, it is denoted by 0. Again, in terms of suffixes itself. So Q0. Next we have current year quantity. So current year quantity, the symbol is Q. Current year, the symbol is 1. So Q1, so remember, base year price is denoted by the symbol P0, current year price P1, base year quantity Q0, current year quantity Q1. And how we are getting that symbol? That is, price is denoted by P, and if you have base year, it is 0. So wherever price is there, use the symbol P. If you have base year, 0. If you have current year, 1. Similarly for the quantity, use the symbol Q. If you have base year, 0. So base year quantity Q0, current year quantity Q1. Similarly, we have the base year expenditure or the base year value. Base year expenditure or if we have it as base year value. For both, the symbol is same. So what is expenditure or value denoted by PQ, and since we are using it as base year, so the symbol will be P0 Q0. So for both we are using it as 0 since we are doing base year here. So now current year expenditure or current year value. Both are same, whether it is expenditure or value, if it is given, you have to use the same symbols. So expenditure is denoted by the symbol PQ. Then for current year, it is 1. So the current year expenditure or current year value is denoted by P1 Q1. Base year expenditure P0 Q0, current year expenditure P1 Q1. So all these six denotions, that is current year price, base year quantity, current year quantity, base year expenditure, current year expenditure. Based on this itself, you'll be having the problems. All the 5-mark problem, 10-mark problem, 2 marks problems are based on this denotion itself. After that, next is price relative. So price relative, it is the price in the current year So current year, I'll use the symbol as CY. It is the price in the current year expressed as percentage of price in the base year. So again, for base year, I've used the symbol as BY. So this definition, define price relative, will be asked in 1 mark. So you have to write the definition. It is the price in the current year expressed as percentage of price in the base year. So price relative is denoted by the symbol P. So always the price relative is denoted in terms of capital P. Now we have to write the price in the current year. What is the symbol for price in the current year? It is P1. It is the ratio of it is the ratio of price. You can write ratio or just the price in the current year. So P1 then expressed as percentage. So percentage is 100. So into 100. Price in the base year. So base year symbol is P0. So price relative is denoted by P equals P1 divided by P0 into 100, where P1 is the price in the current year, P0 is the price in the base year. Again, this formula, it is like the formula. This formula are used while calculating geometric mean, arithmetic mean, index numbers. So for using the averages, we'll be using this price relative. We'll do one problem based on this price relative. If the price in 2010 is 15 and the price in 2012 is 20, find price relative. So if you have to find the price relative now, so see the year, they have not mentioned whether it is base year or current year. Even in the problems when we are doing it, 2 marks, 5 marks and 10 marks, sometimes they'll mention it as base year and current year. Otherwise they'll give the years like this. In this one, you have to see, we have got 2010 and 2012. The year which is more. So here the year which is more is 2012. So this will take it as current year. And the year which is lesser, the smaller year is base year. And I have mentioned it as price here. So base year price is denoted by P0. So what is the value of P0 in this? So P0 is 15. Current year price is 20. So P1 is 20. So now we'll be using this formula. When we have denoted P0 and P1, we have to calculate the price relative. So calculate by using the formula. So P equals P1 divided by P0 into 100. Substitute in this now. P1 is 20 divided by 15 into 100. You can cancel this. 5 3s and 5 4s are 20. You'll get 133.33. Yes, that's 133.33. Sometimes it will be asked to write the conclusion. If we have to write the conclusion, this should be subtracted with 100 because the base year index will take this as 100. And we have to know what is the increased amount. So because of that, we'll subtract this value with 100 and it should not be shown in the calculation step. So just subtract it, we'll get 33.33. So write the conclusion. There is 33.33 percentage. Since we are taking base year index is 100, 100 is nothing but it is represented in terms of percentages. So 33, when we subtract this with 100, we are getting 33.33. So we are mentioning in terms of percentage and it is more than 100. This value what we have got price relative, it is more than 100. So we'll write the conclusion as increase. So if you are getting less than 100, when we subtract, we'll get negative value, but we doesn't mention that negative value. We'll write in the conclusion as decrease. So now here, since it is more than 100, we'll write it as there is 33.33 percentage of increase. And we have done here regarding the price relative. So it is increase in price in current year as compared to base year. And remember, the price relatives are done it for the single items. It is not together. Price relatives are done when we have a single item. More than items if you have, then we'll go for other methods. I hope you have got this price relative, and like the small problems you'll be having it in 2 marks. So this problem what I have done is the 2 marks problem. After price relative, similar to that of price relative, we have quantity relative. So you can compare the definition of the price relative and you itself can write this. There we had written it as the price in the current year expressed as percentage of price in the base year. Similarly here it is the quantity in the base year, quantity in the current year expressed as percentage of quantity in the base year. Symbol quantity relative, it is denoted by the symbol Q. Then Q1 divided by Q0 into 100. So Q1 is the quantity in the current year, Q0 is the quantity in the base year, and into 100 because we are representing them in terms of percentages. Similar to this of quantity relative, we have value relative. So it is the ratio of the value in the current year expressed as percentage of value in the base year. year. So same definition, instead of quantity, we'll change it as value for the value relative. I won't write the definition again. You came to know from the previous definition how do we write it for the value relative. I'll repeat it once again. It is the ratio of value in the current year expressed as percentage of value in the base year. No problem if it doesn't write ratio. You have to just write it as the value in the current year expressed as percentage of value in the base year. So what is the symbol? We'll use it now. V equals V1 divided by V0 into 100. So V1 is nothing but, so this is the value in the current year. So previously again we have learned what is the value in the current year. It is P1 Q1 divided by value in the base year is nothing but V0, and this is denoted by the symbol P0 Q0 into 100. So again, quantity relative, value relative, it can be asked in 1 mark, the definition, not the formula. Don't mention the formula when it is asked in 1 mark. Define price relative, define quantity relative, or define value relative. If it is asked, you have to write the definition itself. If you write the formula, we will not give the marks for that. Only the definition, it carries marks. The next part is the characteristics of index number. So this characteristics of index number, it can be asked in 1 mark, it can be asked in 2 marks, or it can be asked in 5 marks. So if it is asked in 1 mark, only 1 point. 2 marks means you'll mention 2 points, and if it is asked in 5 marks, it will be asked with define index number, then mention any 3 characteristics of index number. This individually will not be asked in 5 marks. Remember, if it is asked in 5 marks, it is with the definition of index number. Define index number, then mention any 3 or 4 characteristics of index number. Since we have only 4, it will be asked only mention any 3 characteristics of index number. So there the definition of index number carries 2 marks, and the characteristics, any 3 you have to mention it. So the first characteristics is index numbers are specialized type of averages. So previous year we have studied the many types of averages: arithmetic mean, median, mode, geometric mean, harmonic mean. All those were averages. Even the index number as a specialized is one of the type of averages. So we call it a specialized type of averages. It is not similar to the previous year. Even then it is one of the type of averages. Next point is index numbers are expressed in terms of ratios. So index numbers are represented. Whenever we say index number, it is always in terms of ratios itself. But for the comparison, when we write in terms of ratios, to compare it is very difficult. So for comparison purpose, it is represented in terms of percentages. So index numbers are represented in terms of ratio, but for comparison purpose, it is expressed in terms of percentages. So I am using the symbol to write percentages. You have to write completely percentage. The next point is index number study the effect of factors that cannot be studied directly. So in business, the changes that is occurring every time, all the changes we cannot measure it, but sometimes indirectly we can measure what is the changes that is occurring in the business field. So that time we'll be using index numbers. So index numbers study the effect of factors that cannot be studied directly. Index numbers are used for comparison from one data to the other data, or from one field to the other field. What are the changes that is occurring can be studied by using index number. So index number facilitates comparison. So these are the 4 points for the characteristics of index number. So you have to learn all the 4 points if you have to write the 5-mark question. In 1 mark and 2 marks questions, any 1 or 2 points itself. So after characteristics, the next is the uses of index number. Again, uses of index number, it is asked in 1 mark, or the 2 marks, or the 5-mark questions. Again, even in this, if it is asked in 5 mark, it will be with define index number and then mention any 4 uses of index number. The first point is index number simplifies the data. So very huge amount of data here, it can be simplified, and when we have simplified data, it is easier to compare. So comparisons can be made. Next, index numbers are used in studying trend and tendencies. Index numbers are used in studying trend and tendencies. So trend is nothing but the overall changes that is taking place. So in index number, we are measuring the changes itself. So index number are used in studying trend and tendencies. So whenever we say trend, it is the larger amount of data, and more, the gap between the data will be more. Next is, it is used in purchasing power of money to study the factors about this purchasing power of money, and also used for deflation. The changes that is occurring, the currencies, the changes, each country, the currencies are different. What are the changes that is occurring in that is measured by using this index number. Then cost of living of different class of people. So each people will have their cost of living different. So by using index number, the cost of living of different class of people can be studied. So cost of living of different class of people can be studied. So as I said, this cost of living, or even it is called as consumer price index. What is this? We'll study later on, and we'll come to know it. How do we study by using index number this cost of living of different classes of people? Then the last point is, it is used by the government to make certain policies regarding the fixation of bank rates, to study about the import and export, and you can study about the taxation. So index numbers can study all these. So because of that, government people use this to make the policies regarding the bank rates, import and export, taxation, etc. So you have to remember 4 points in this. If it is asked in 5 marks, it will be asked define index number, mention any 4 uses of index number. It won't be asked 3 uses. That time only 1 mark will be for the definition of index number. Since 5 points are there, any 4 uses you have to write it there. The characteristics will ask only 3 characteristics because we have only 4 characteristics. It is difficult to remember all the 4. So because of that characteristics, it carries only 3 marks. Next we have limitations of index number. So while doing the index number, we'll take only the sample data. Samples are taken and it is done. All the complete data is not taken. So because of that, it is only the approximate indicator. It is not the complete changes what is occurring that cannot be studied here. It is only the approximate indicator. So while studying the index number, only the sample of the data is taken. All the data is not taken into consideration. So because of that, it is only the approximate indicator. All the data cannot be studied. So there is a likelihood of introduction of error in each stages of constructing index number. There are many steps while constructing index number that we'll study in the next topic. So in each stages, the error can be introduced. Index number can be misused to get the desired conclusions. Like any other statistical techniques, all the maximum of the statistical techniques can be misused by the people who is handling. Similarly, even the index number can be misused to get desired conclusions. Then your quality of the item is not taken into consideration. We are considering only the price, quantity and the expenditure. The quality of the items, what it is there, is not taken into consideration while calculating index number. So as customs, tradition and habits of people changes, it is difficult to assign the proper weight for calculating the index numbers. So you can take the example regarding, so you buy new clothes or more number of items are prepared at home when there is festivals. The other times you won't prepare so many items. So what items are prepared daily and the items prepared during the vacation, during the occasions are different. So similarly, even in index number, as customs, tradition and habits of people changes, the weight, to assign weight, it is difficult. So here what weight is there, what is that weight, I'll be saying it in the next session, or while doing the problems you'll come to know regarding that. The next point is there are many formulas while calculating index numbers, and each formula will be giving different results. The results are not same, the data is same, but the results will vary. So depending upon what are the data we have to choose the formula, and we have to be very careful while choosing the formula. So these are the limitations of index number. I'll repeat it once again. In index number, only the samples are taken into consideration. So because of that, they are called as approximate indicators, and there is a likelihood of error being introduced in each stages of constructing index number. Like any other statistical techniques, index number can be misused to get desired conclusion. While constructing index number, the quality of the items are not taken into consideration. It is only the prices, quantity and the expenditure of the items, not the quality of the items. Next, as customs, tradition and habits of people changes, it is very difficult to assign the proper weights to the items. Next is many formulas are there while constructing index number, and each and every formula, the results are different when we are using the data. So we have to be very careful while selecting the formula. Depending upon what data we have to select the formula. The next step is, the next topic is steps involved in constructing index number. This is the 5-mark question. Steps involved in constructing index number. So the first point is, first I'll mention the points, then I'll explain it. So the first point is purpose of index number, then selection of base period or base year, then selection of items, obtaining price quotation, next choice of an average, next selection of weight, and the last point is selection of formula. So these are the points, steps in the construction of index number. Sometimes it will be asked only to mention the steps involved in the construction of index number. There are 7 steps, you can mention any 5 points. Sometimes it will be explain the steps involved in the construction of index number. Again, even that is for the 5 marks itself. So when steps are asked, you have to explain what I am saying it. So purpose of index number is, so anything if you start without the purpose, you'll be not knowing how to collect the data, how to go ahead of that. So because of that, the purpose why you are conducting this index number should be defined. Otherwise, we'll be not knowing what are the other steps you have to follow. So because of that, purpose of the index number should be defined. So that is the first and foremost thing done while handling index number. After the purpose is defined, selection of base period. So while selecting the base period, the index of the base period should always be 100. And you know what is the base period? It is the year with which comparisons are made. And you have to mention that the index for base year is 100. If you mention the selection of base year as selection of base year point, and when you are explaining it, you you have to mention, it is compulsory to mention the index of base year is 100, and even it is asked in 1 mark, what is the value of index number for base year? So the answer is 100. The next, while selecting the base year, you have to take certain norms, certain conditions. So what are those conditions? It should not be too distant in the past. It should not be too distant in the past. That is, the year, base year what you have selected, it should be very nearby to the current year. For example, you cannot take the 2021 price and compare this price with 1980. There will be lot of changes from this period to this period. These data cannot be studied. So you have to take, if you take 2018, 19, 20, 21, anything can be taken. So always it should be very nearby period, very far period should not be selected as the base period. And the base period selected should be economically stable. So that is, it should be free from earthquake, floods. So any of the economical stable condition should not be there. Lockout or any strikes, that type of year should not be selected. The base year selected should be economically stable. So depending upon the base year, it should be either fixed base or chain base. So depending upon the situations, the base year can be either the fixed base or chain base. Fixed base is, I'll take the example and explain it. So if you want to compare the 2021 price and even this 2020 price, so I'll be keeping this 2018 as constant. So this is the base year and I have got 2 current years. So current year may be changing, but the base year should be constant. If you have that constant base year, we call it as fixed base year. So depending upon the situations, either it will be fixed base. Chain base is nothing but the preceding year itself should be the base year. So if you are comparing the prices of 2021, then the 2020 itself should be the base year. That time it will be called as chain base period. So in the base period we have 2 types. One is fixed base period, where you'll be having many current years, but the base year will be fixed, and in the chain base year, the base year should be the preceding base year itself. So all these 3 points, again it is asked in 2 marks. State the norms for selection of base year. We have 3 points, that is, the base year selected should not be too distant in the past. It should be economically stable. Depending upon the situation, the base period should be fixed base or chain base. Any 2 points you can mention, you'll get 2 marks. So that is the state the norms for selecting base year. So this is regarding the selection of base year. The next is selection of items. So the items should be selected in such a way that for whom you are conducting the index number. So for example, if you are doing the index number for the high class people, then the item should be selected that is used by them. You cannot select the items that is used by the poor people. You have to use only the items used by the rich people if you are conducting it for the rich people. So the items selected should be based on to whom we are conducting the index number, based on them itself and what are the items they are using. You have to see that and then select the items. Next is obtaining price quotations. While obtaining price quotations, the prices of items will vary. So you have to select the prices in such a way that where the people goes more. So when we are saying prices, we have wholesale price, retail prices. So while conducting price quotations, the prices of items will vary from one shop to another shop in the same market, and from one customer to the other customer. So this price quotation should be obtained frequently whenever it is necessary, and you have to go for that particular place where the persons for whom we are conducting, they are going to that particular place. So again, how we find out about selection of items, how we are conducting that, in the same manner price quotation should be obtained, and while doing that, wholesale prices are not taken into consideration here. It is only the retail prices. So while obtaining the prices of each items, we have to take only the retail prices, and those retail prices should be averaged and then taken in the calculation. Next, choice of an average. In the index number, we have two averages that is used. One is geometric mean, the other one is arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is very easier for the calculation, but geometric mean is the correct mean used while constructing index number. So theoretically, which is the best average in constructing index number? It is geometric mean, it is not arithmetic mean. Next, selection of weight. So selection of weight, it is either the weight can be, if you are doing the price index numbers, the weight can be base year quantity, or it can be the current year quantity, or the combination of both, that is including both base year quantity and the current year quantity. So depending upon the situation, depending upon the data for whom you are doing, and depending upon the formula which you want to use, will be selecting the weight. In selection of formula, we have many formulas. Depending upon what type of data we have, will be selecting the formula. So these are the steps involved in constructing index number. Purpose of index number, without which you cannot go ahead of the index number calculation. So purpose should be defined. Then in the selection of base year should be such that it should not be too distant in the past, that is, it should be very nearby to the current year. It should be economically stable. There should not be any floods, earthquake, strikes, lockout, and the base year selected. And depending upon the situation, it should be either fixed base or chain base. Next is selection of items. For which class of people the index number is calculated, that item should be selected. All the other items should not be selected. And the items what we have selected, for that we need to find out the prices of each items, and while selecting the prices, we have to always take the retail prices itself, not the wholesale prices. Again, it is asked in 1 mark, which prices are taken into consideration while constructing index number? It is the retail price. Next, choice of an average. We have two types of averages used in index number, arithmetic mean and geometric mean. Theoretically, it is proved that geometric mean is the best average, since geometric mean, again it is asked in 2 marks. If it is asked why it is more used, then geometric mean uses the ratios. It is represented in terms of ratios, and always the ratios, index number are also represented in terms of ratios. Because of that, geometric mean is the best average, but it is easier to compute the arithmetic mean. Next is selection of weight. While selecting the weight, if we are doing regarding the price index number, either the base year quantity or the current year quantity can be taken as weight, or the combination of both, that is the base year and current year quantities, both can be taken and we can use as weight. And the last one is selection of formula. We have many types of depending upon what type of data is there, the formula is selected. So this is regarding the steps involved in constructing index number, which will be asked in 5 marks. So in the next class, we will be studying about the types of index numbers and then starting with the problems. Thank you.